I stood beside Ava under white lights while cameras flashed like storms. My hand rested in hers, warm but distant. People smiled at us as if we were a perfect story. "Smile," Ava whispered. "I am smiling," I said. "More," she replied. Softly, "They need to believe this." "They already do," I said. She looked ahead, not at me. Good. After the ceremony, reporters shouted questions. I heard my name spoken like a rumor, not a person. Someone said he is lucky. Someone else said she chose him. I nodded politely while Ava answered with calm confidence. "Are you in love?" a reporter asked. Ava paused for half a second. "We respect each other," she said. I felt the space between those words and love. Inside the car, silence filled the air. "You handled that well," Ava said. "You planned it." "Well," I replied. She turned slightly. "You knew what this marriage was." "Yes," I said. "A contract." She nodded once. "Then we won't disappoint each other." At home, the apartment felt like a hotel. Everything was perfect, clean, and cold. "Your room is on the left," Ava said. "Our room?" I asked. She hesitated. "We will keep things simple." "Simple is fine," I said. That night I stared at the ceiling and listened to the city outside. I told myself I had chosen this life. I told myself I did not care. But my chest felt heavy. The next week, Ava took me to her company gala. People watched us like we were art. "This is my husband," Ava said to her board members. One man smiled. "He seems quiet." "I prefer quiet," Ava said. I smiled politely. "I prefer honesty." Ava's eyes flickered for a moment. Later, she walked ahead while I followed. People spoke to her, not to me. When they looked at me, their smiles were polite but empty. "You were very lucky," a woman told me. "I know," I said. She laughed. "Do you work in finance?" "I work in patience," I said. She looked confused and walked away, near the bar. I saw a man speaking with Ava. He was tall, confident, and familiar in a way I did not like. Ava's voice changed when she spoke to him. "You came back sooner than expected," she said. Daniel smiled. "Business moves fast." I stepped closer. "Daniel Hart," he said, extending his hand toward me. "So you are the husband?" "Yes," I said, shaking his hand. He looked at Ava. "Interesting choice." Ava's smile was sharp. "He is reliable." Daniel's eyes studied me. "Reliable is rare. Rare is expensive," I said. He laughed. Softly, "I like him." "I didn't ask you to like him," Ava said. Daniel lifted his hands. "Relax. I'm just impressed." That night, Ava spoke less to me and more to Daniel. I watched her laugh in a way I had not seen before. "In the car?" I asked. "You know him well?" "He is a business partner," Ava said. "You laugh differently," I said. She looked away. "Don't overthink." "I don't overthink," I said. "I observe." She sighed. "You are not supposed to observe. You are supposed to support." "Support? What?" I asked. "My image," she said quietly. I nodded. Understood. Days passed. Ava started coming home late. Sometimes she didn't come home at all. "Work is intense," she said one night. "I didn't ask," I replied. She looked surprised. "You usually ask." "I am learning," I said, one evening. I waited in the living room while she entered with tired eyes. "You should sleep," she said. "I already did," I replied. She sat across from me. "You are changing." "I was always like this," I said. "No," she said softly. "Before you looked at me differently." "How?" I asked. "Like I mattered," she said. I thought about her words. "You still matter. Not like before," she said. I smiled faintly. "Before I believed something," she looked at me carefully. "What did you believe?" "That this marriage might become real," I said. Her lips tightened. "Don't be naive." "I am not," I said. She stood up. "Good. Naivety is dangerous." As she walked away, something inside me cracked quietly. The next day, I overheard her voice in her office while I waited outside. The door was slightly open. "He is convenient," Ava said. Daniel's voice replied, low and amused. "Convenient husbands are rare. He knows the rules," Ava said. "And if he doesn't?" Daniel asked. "He will learn," she said. I stepped back silently. My hands felt cold. That night I did not confront her. I did not shout. I did not cry. I sat beside her at dinner. "You are quiet," Ava said. "I am listening," I replied. "To what?" she asked. "To the truth," I said. She frowned slightly. "You always speak in riddles." "I prefer reality," I said. She put down her fork. "What are you trying to say?" I looked at her eyes. "Am I your husband or your decoration?" Her expression froze for a second. "You are my husband," she said slowly. "Say it again," I said. She looked away. "Don't start drama." I nodded. "I won't." She relaxed slightly. Good. We ate in silence. Later, she stood near the window looking at the city lights. I stood behind her. "Ava," I said. "Yes," she replied. "Be honest with me," I said. She didn't turn around. "Honesty is expensive. I can afford it," I said. She finally looked at me. Her eyes were calm, sharp, and distant. "You are perfect for this role," she said. I felt my heart stop for a moment. "What role?" I asked. She looked straight into my eyes and said softly, clearly, without emotion, "You are not my husband." "You are just the husband I needed." I nodded slowly, hiding the storm in my chest. "Then I will play my role well," I said quietly. Ava watched me as if measuring something she could not name. Silence followed us home. I stopped outside Ava's office when I heard my name. "He doesn't suspect anything," Ava said. Daniel's voice answered calmly. "Men like him never do." I stood still. My hand hovered near the door handle, but I didn't move. "You're sure he won't become a problem?" Daniel asked. "He won't," Ava replied. "Our marriage was strategic, he knows that." Daniel laughed softly. "Strategic marriages usually end badly." "Is temporary," Ava said. The word temporary hit harder than anger. I stepped back quietly and walked away before my emotions betrayed me. My footsteps felt light, but my chest felt heavy. I told myself not to react, not to jump to conclusions. I told myself to stay calm, but my mind kept repeating her voice, temporary. That evening, I waited for her in the living room. When she entered, she looked tired but composed. "You're home early," she said. "I was nearby," I replied. She removed her coat. "Did you need something?" "Yes," I said. She looked at me carefully. "What is it?" "Are you honest with me?" I asked. Her eyebrows lifted slightly. "That's a strange question." "Answer it," I said. She walked toward the kitchen. "You're overthinking again." "I heard you today," I said. She stopped. "You heard what?" she asked. "Your conversation with Daniel," I said. Silence filled the room. "You shouldn't listen to private conversations," she said. "You shouldn't call your husband temporary," I replied. Her lips tightened. "You misunderstood?" "I heard every word," I said. She turned around slowly. "You are insecure." "I am awake," I said. She sighed. "You knew this marriage was not emotional?" "I knew it was not romantic," I said. "I didn't know it was fake." Her voice became colder. "Don't dramatize everything." "Was it strategic?" I asked. She looked away. "Every marriage at this level is strategic, and Oh. I asked. "What am I?" "You are useful," she said quietly. The word useful felt sharper then. "Temporary." I nodded slowly. "Thank you for your honesty." She looked confused. "Why are you so calm?" "Because anger would be pointless," I said. She stared at me for a moment. "Don't act like a victim." "Not acting," I said. She walked past me toward her room. "Get some sleep." I remained in the living room long after she closed the door. 2 days later, we attended another corporate gala. The hall was filled with lights, music, and powerful people. Ava walked beside me like always, elegant and untouchable. Smile, she whispered. I am smiling, I replied. Daniel approached us with a glass of wine in his hand. Ava, he said warmly. You look stunning. Thank you, she replied. He turned to me. You again? Yes, I said. He smiled. You should hold Ava's bag. Ava didn't react. I looked at her. Do you need me to? She hesitated for a second. It's fine. Daniel laughed lightly. Don't worry, I was joking. Sai said otherwise. Later, during a meeting with investors, Daniel spoke while Ava listened. We need faster execution, Daniel said. Some people slow us down. His gaze shifted toward me. One investor smiled. You mean distractions? Daniel nodded. Exactly. Ava remained silent. I felt the room watching me. Excuse me, I said politely. I'll get some water. Daniel's voice followed me. Make sure it's cold. A few people laughed. I returned with glasses of water and placed one in front of Ava. Double quotes. Thank you, she said softly. Daniel leaned closer to her. You chose an obedient husband. Ava didn't deny it. The word obedient echoed in my mind. When the event ended, I drove home in silence. You embarrassed me, Ava said suddenly. I said nothing, I replied. You looked weak, she said. I looked quiet, I said. She turned toward me. Weakness and silence are the same in our world, I nodded. Then I will learn your world. She stared at me briefly, then looked away. That night, I sat alone in the apartment. The lights were off except for the city glow outside. I felt like I was living inside someone else's story, playing a role written by others. My phone vibrated. Noah's name appeared on the screen. Tell me you're not still pretending, Noah said when I answered. I'm not pretending, I replied. You're lying, said. I heard everything, I said. Then reveal who you are, Noah said. End this farce. It's not time, I said. Why? He asked. Because I want to understand her, I said. Noah laughed bitterly. Understanding her will destroy you. Maybe, I said. Or maybe you're afraid, he said. Afraid. Of what? I asked. Afraid that she never loved you, he said. I stayed silent. Say something, Noah said. I already know the answer, I said. After the call ended, I stared at the dark screen. My reflection looked calm, but my eyes looked older than before. The next morning, Ava placed a folder on the table. Sign this, she said. I looked at the papers. Legal terms filled the pages. What is this? I asked. A formality, she said. Read it to me, I said. She hesitated. It clarifies responsibilities. Read it, I repeated. She exhaled slowly. It states that our marriage is contractual and temporary. Temporary again. And I asked, it states that you have no claim over my assets or decisions. She said, and I asked, it states that your role is symbolic, she said quietly. I looked at her eyes. Symbolic husband. Yes, she said. Not a partner, I said. Yes, she said. Not family. I said. She didn't answer. I picked up the pen. Ava watched my hand carefully. Are you angry? She asked. No, I said. Are you hurt? She asked. No. I said, then why do you hesitate? She asked. I looked at her face, trying to find something real behind her confidence. Because I wanted to believe something else, I said. Her expression softened slightly. You shouldn't, she said. I smiled faintly.
You're right.
I signed the document slowly. The sound of the pen felt louder than the city. Outside, Ava took the papers and closed the folder. Thank you for understanding, she said. I looked at her and asked quietly, did you ever see me as your husband? She paused. Her silence answered everything. I signed the document without hesitation. Ava watched my hand as if she expected it to shake. Didn't even read the last page, she said. I already understood everything, I replied. Her fingers tightened around the folder. You're calmer than I expected. Calmness is cheaper than anger, I said. She looked at me for a long moment. You're strange today. I've always been strange, I said. She walked away with the papers, leaving silence behind her. That night, I drove alone through empty streets. The city felt unfamiliar, as if it had been waiting for me to wake up. My phone vibrated when I stopped at a red light. "Are you coming or not?" Noah asked. "I'm on my way somewhere else," I said. "Where?" I said. "Home," I said. He laughed quietly. "You never go home." "Tonight I will," I said. After years of distance, I stood in front of a gate I had avoided. The mansion looked the same, but I felt smaller standing there. When I rang the bell, the door opened slowly. "You finally remembered this place," my father said. "I never forgot it," I replied. He studied my face like a stranger. "Come in inside." Everything smelled of silence and power. We sat across from each other in his office. "You look tired," he said. "I'm not tired," I said. "I'm awake." He folded his hands. "Why are you here?" "I want to." "Remember who I am," I said. He smiled faintly. "You never forgot who you are. You only pretended." "I wanted a simple life," I said. "Simple lives are for people without choices," he said. "I had a choice," I said. "You ran away," he said. I looked at the floor. "Maybe." He leaned forward. "Tell me why you returned." "Gas!" I realized something, I said. "What?" he asked. "Being small doesn't protect you," I said. "It only makes you easier to replace." He nodded slowly. "So, you're ready?" "Ready for what?" I asked. "To stop hiding," he said. I met his eyes. "I don't want revenge." He smiled slightly. "Power is not revenge." "Then what is it?" I asked. "It is dignity," he said. I stayed silent. "You abandoned everything I built for you," he said. "I wanted to build something real," I said. "Reality is cruel," he said, "and you finally saw it." "Yes," I said. He stood up and walked toward the window. "If you return, you cannot leave again." "I won't," I said. He turned toward me. "Say it clearly." "I accept who I am," I said. For a moment, his expression softened. "Good," he said. "Then start acting like it." When I left the mansion, I felt lighter, not heavier. For the first time in years, I didn't feel like I was borrowing someone else's life. The next days passed quietly, but something inside me changed. I spoke less, listened more, and watched carefully at breakfast. Ava looked at me with curiosity. "You didn't argue yesterday," she said. "I had nothing to argue about," I replied. "You usually question everything," she said. "Not anymore," I said. She studied me. "You're distant." "Distance is honest," I said. She frowned slightly. "You're becoming difficult to read." "It's not my problem," I said. At her company, I started meeting people she never introduced me to before. Smiled at me differently. Managers listened when I spoke. And doors opened quietly. Daniel noticed it first. "You're suddenly popular," he said one afternoon. "I was always here," I replied. He laughed softly. "No, you weren't." Ava listened silently. "People like you usually disappear," Daniel said. "They don't rise." I looked at him calmly. "People like me surprise people like you." His smile faded slightly. Later, Ava stopped me in the corridor. "What are you doing?" she asked. "I'm walking," I said. "No," she said. "You're changing things?" "I'm not allowed to change?" I asked. "You're not supposed to," she said. I looked at her eyes. "Supposed by whom?" "Shh, days." Later, I sat in a quiet cafe with my phone in my hand. Messages from investors, analysts, and partners appeared one after another. I didn't reveal my name. I didn't show my face. I only moved pieces. Noah sat across from me. "You finally started," he said. "I only stopped pretending," I said. "You could destroy her company in one move," he said. "I'm not destroying." "Anything?" I said. "Then what are you doing?" he asked. "I'm rearranging reality," I said. He smiled slowly. "You're dangerous when you're calm." "I'm not dangerous," I said. "I'm inevitable." Back home, Ava watched me from the doorway. "You didn't come home last night," she said. "I was busy," I replied. "With what?" she asked. "With myself," I said. She crossed her arms. "You're hiding something." "I always was," I said. Her voice became quieter. "You never spoke like this before." "I never needed to," I said. She walked closer. "People In my company suddenly respect you. They always should have. I said, why? She asked. I looked at her calmly, because I'm not what you think. Her eyes narrowed slightly. The next morning, Daniel entered Ava's office with excitement. Our market share increased unexpectedly, he said. Ava looked surprised. That's impossible. Nothing is impossible, Daniel said. I stood near the window, listening silently. Daniel glanced at me. You look amused. I'm always amused, I said. He laughed nervously. But you're confident for someone without power. I turned toward him. Power is not always visible. He stared at me for a second longer than before. Later that night, Ava waited for me in the living room. You're not the same man I married, she said. I never was, I replied. She sat across from me. Tell me the truth. What truth? I asked. Who are you? She asked. I looked at her face, searching for emotion behind her pride. Why do you want to know now? I asked. Because I feel like I'm losing control, she said. Control over what? I asked. Over everything, she said. I smiled faintly. Control is an illusion. Her voice softened. You scare me lately? I never wanted to. Scare you, I said. Then why do I feel like I don't know you anymore, she asked. I stayed silent. She leaned forward. Answer me. I looked into her eyes and spoke slowly. You married someone you never tried to understand? I said. Her lips parted slightly. And now she whispered, Who are you really? The first call came before sunrise. Ava, investors are pulling out, Mia said through the speaker. I stood beside the kitchen counter, holding a cup of coffee. That's impossible, Ava said. It's happening, Mia replied. Ava looked at me briefly, then turned away. It's just market noise, Ava said. I said nothing. 2 hours later, her phone rang again. Daniel's project collapsed, Mia said. Ava clenched her jaw. How? No one knows, Mia said. People are asking questions. Ava ended the call and stared at the window. You knew something like this would happen, she said. I didn't predict anything, I replied. You're lying. She said, I'm silent. I said. She turned toward me. Silence is worse than lies. At the office, tension filled every corridor. Employees whispered when Ava walked past. Daniel stood near the conference room, his face pale but arrogant. This is sabotage, Daniel said. Proof? Ava asked. We don't need proof, Daniel said. We need a target. His eyes shifted toward me. You think I caused this? I asked. Daniel smiled nervously. You're always around when strange things happen. Ava looked at him sharply. Stop. He raised his hands. I'm just observing. Later, Mia approached me quietly. People are watching you, she said. I've always been watched, I replied. No, she said. Now they're afraid. Afraid of what? I asked. Of not understanding you, she said. I smiled. Faintly in the afternoon, Ava called me into her office. Sit, she said. I sat across from her desk. You know something, she said. I know many things. Don't play games, she said. I never play, I said. Her voice softened slightly. Are you doing this? Doing what? I asked. Destroying my company, she said. I looked at her calmly. I wanted to destroy it. You wouldn't be asking questions. Her eyes widened slightly. So you admit it? She said. Admit nothing, I said. She leaned forward. You're hiding something from me. I always was, I said. She stared at me for a long moment. Why? Because you never wanted to see me, I said. Her lips parted, but no words came. Outside her office, Daniel paced like a trapped animal. When he saw me, his expression hardened. You think you're clever? He said. I think you're scared, I replied. He stepped closer. You're nobody. Then why do you keep watching me? I asked. His voice dropped. Because nobody shouldn't have this much influence. I smiled slightly. Influence is invisible until it isn't. That evening, rumors exploded across the company. News channels discussed Ava's business losses. Analysts speculated about hidden forces behind the changes. Ava sat in the conference room with her board members. We need answers. One man said, We need stability. Another said. Ava remained silent. I stood near the door. One board member looked at me. Who is he? Ava hesitated. My husband. The words sounded unfamiliar in her mouth. Later, Daniel pulled Ava aside. He's not normal, Daniel said. He's my husband, Ava replied. Daniel lowered his voice. I checked his background. There's nothing. So, Ava asked. That's the problem, Daniel said. There should be something. Ava looked toward me again. That night, Ava waited for me at home. You avoided my calls, she said. I was busy, I replied. With what? She asked. With reality, I said. She walked closer. Tell me the truth. I already did. I said no. She said, tell me everything. I looked at her eyes. You wouldn't believe it, I said. Try me, she said. I stayed. Silent. Her voice trembled slightly. You're changing my world. I never touched your world, I said. I only stopped protecting it. Her face turned pale. The next morning, Daniel stormed into Ava's office. Someone leaked information about my deals, he said. Ava looked shocked. What information? Confidential information, Daniel said. Only a few people had. He turned toward me. You think it's him? Ava asked. Daniel hesitated. I think he's not what he claims to be. Ava looked at me slowly. Mia entered quietly. Ava, there's something you should see. She handed Ava a tablet. Ava's eyes moved across the screen. What is this? She asked. Financial records, Mia said. Anonymous investments connected to global corporations. Ava looked at me again. Who is behind them? She asked. Mia hesitated. The pattern is complex. Daniel leaned closer. Say it clearly. Mia swallowed. The pattern leads to him. Silence filled the room. Ava looked at me as if she was seeing me for the first time. Is this true? She asked. I didn't answer. Daniel laughed nervously. This is ridiculous. Mia looked at me. Is it? I met her eyes calmly. Daniel stepped back. You're bluffing. I never bluff, I said. Ava's voice shook slightly. Tell me. I looked at her face. Tell me who you are, she said. Daniel interrupted. He's just acting. I turned toward Daniel. You should stop talking. His confidence cracked. Ava stood up slowly. Leave us, she said. Daniel hesitated. Ava, leave, she repeated. Daniel walked out reluctantly. The door closed. Silence surrounded us. Ava's hands trembled slightly. Say it, he whispered. I looked at her quietly. You married someone you never tried to understand, I said. Her eyes filled with confusion. Say it clearly, she said. I took a slow breath. I am not who you thought I was, I said. Her voice dropped to a whisper. Then who are you? I looked at her without pride, without anger. I am the heir to a global empire, I said. Her body froze. The world around her collapsed in silence. For a moment, she didn't move. Then her voice broke. You're lying, she said. I never lead to you, I said. Her eyes widened, then filled with tears. You used me, she asked. No, I said. You used me. Her lips trembled. You didn't need me, she said. No, I said. Her knees weakened slightly. I thought I controlled everything, she whispered. You controlled an illusion, I said. Tears rolled down her cheeks. She stepped closer to me. Why didn't you tell me? She asked. Because you never asked, I said. Her voice cracked. I thought you were weak. I let you think that, I said. She covered her mouth, trying. To stop her tears, you let me humiliate you, she said. Yes, I said. Why? She asked. Because I wanted to see your truth, said. Her shoulders shook. You were the only man who never needed my power, she whispered. Yes, said. She looked at me with regret, fear, and pain. I lost you, she said. You never had me, I said. She stepped forward and cried openly. Tell me everything, she begged. Her voice broke in front of me. Daniel's name disappeared from every headline in 1 week. You destroyed him, Noah said on the phone. I didn't touch him, I replied. You pulled every string, he said. I only stopped holding them, I said. When I entered Ava's office, she was staring at her screen like it was a wound. He's finished, she said quietly. Yes, I said. Her voice trembled. He lost everything. He chose his path, I said. She looked at me slowly. And you? Why? Chose mine, I said. Silence filled the room. Later that night, Ava waited for me at home. She didn't wear power on her face anymore. She looked tired, human, and afraid. Sit, she said. I sat across from her. I was wrong, she said. Yes, I replied. She swallowed. I thought love was weakness, and now? I asked. Now I know pride is weakness, she said. I watched her quietly. You won, she said. I didn't fight, I said. She shook her head. You changed everything. Only stop pretending, I said. Her voice softened. Can we start again? I looked at her for a long moment. Start what? I asked. Our marriage, she said. I smiled faintly. You never had one. She flinched slightly. I can change, she said. You already changed, I said. Her eyes widened. Then why do you look like you're leaving? 'Cause I am, I said. She stood up suddenly. You can't. Why not? I asked. Because I need you, she said. I looked at her calmly. You needed an image, not a man. Her voice broke. That's not true anymore. It's too late, I said. She walked closer. I finally see you. You see me now? Because I stopped being small, I said. Tears filled her eyes. I didn't know, she whispered. You didn't want to know, I said. She stepped closer again. Stay, I shook my head slowly. Why? She asked. Because love cannot live where pride ruled, I said. Her lips trembled. I can let go of pride. Yes, I said. But I already let go of you. She stared at me like she was losing something she never understood. Did you ever love me? She asked. I thought for a moment. Yes, I said. Her face softened. Do you love me now? She asked. I stayed silent. Her silence answered her question. She lowered her head. I thought revenge would make you happy. Didn't, I said. Then why did you do it? She asked. I didn't do it for revenge, I said. Then for what? She asked. For truth, I said. She nodded slowly. And now? I choose myself, I said. She looked at my hands. You're not angry? Tired of anger, I said. She laughed softly through tears. You're cruel without cruelty. I learned from you, I said. Her eyes widened, then softened again. You're leaving forever, she said. Double quotes, yes. She took a step back, as if the word hurt physically. I thought power was everything, she whispered. It isn't, I said. What is? She asked. Respect, I said. She nodded slowly. I lost you because I never respected you, she said. Yes, I said. She looked at me one last time. Will you ever come back? She asked. I shook my head. She smiled sadly. Then I finally understand my punishment. I stood up and walked toward the door. She didn't stop me. When I opened the door, she spoke again. You were the only man who never needed me, she said. I turned slightly. And you were the only woman who never saw me. She nodded silently. I stepped outside. The night air felt lighter than before for the first time. I didn't feel like a husband, a weapon, or a shadow. I felt like myself. I walked forward without looking back. Freedom felt quieter than revenge. But it felt real, and I finally understood that winning someone else's downfall was nothing compared to winning my own life.